So, as you can see, I've made quite a few videos tearing up Tank Davis. Yeah, I'm on his ass this week, bro. I'm on his ass. So, you Tank a Maniac fans, hey, that's your fucking problem. You ain't gotta watch. Stay tuned for the live at 9 p.m. You all welcome to come voice your opinions on this matter. But there's there's a lot of people that say, there's really nobody else for Tank Davis to fight at 135. Uh, there. Let me say this: that is partly true, and it is partly untrue. But on the true aspect of that, you have Shakur. Let's start with him. You have Shakur Stevenson. I'm not sure what happened with them. These two dudes are supposed to fight. Uh, they were in talks. Oh, well, they weren't in talks. Loma was in talks with Tank. Loma ducked him. Cool. I don't blame Tank on that one. But Loma and Tank should have happened many years ago, y'all. But it never happened. For different factors and reasons and stuff. So Shakur Stevenson says he wanted to fight Tank. He had made videos saying don't duck him and all this other stuff. Tank said he wanted to fight Shakur. Shakur was on his hit list. According to Tank, he had 6 fights left, and then Frank Martin was one of those fights. He knocked Frank Martin off, and then that would mean Tank has, if he's telling the truth, he only has 5 fights left before he retires, right? And Shakur was in one of those, and so was Devin. Okay, so we don't know what happened. Why these two dudes ended up fighting, and I oddly enough thought that it was kind of strange that these two dudes were they were kind of silent when they both was wide open, and that's why I made that video. Are they both ducking the smoke from one another? And I like Shakur, that's my guy. But I don't know, man. I'm more leaning towards his handlers have a lot to do with that, because Tank Davis has more control over who he fights than Shakur Stevenson does, man. You know, and we know this to be true. Tank is supposedly the guy. He's it, right? So he has pretty much full control of who he wants to fight and who he doesn't. Almost similar to Canelo, right? So you push Shakur out the way, and then Devin Haney. Devin Haney's not at that weight class anymore. That's the perfect excuse a lot of the Tank fanboys use. Well, Devin, he's not at 135 anymore. Well, he's at 140. He was at 140. He's in recess, right? Allegedly, he's supposed to be going to welterweight. But when he was at 140, he could have easily got that fight. He could have fought Tank. Tank could have fought him at 140. Remember, I'm going to keep on stressing this fact. Tank Davis is the man, right? He is the guy. He can create step asides. He can do all this other stuff. So you telling me he couldn't press the issue on Devin Haney? He couldn't press the... You don't think Dev wouldn't have fought Tank? Probably. The problem is Tank don't want to go back up to 140. Okay. Dev is not going back down. Dev likely wasn't going to fight at catchweight either. And that's another issue with Tank Davis, with this catchweight stuff and these rehydrations and all of it. No. And then when a fighter don't want to bow down to it, he's automatically ducking Tank. So y'all can miss me with it. I don't buy into that bullshit. Okay, so Devin Haney, knock him off. Shakur out the way. Stay at 135 though. Who else is at 135 that he could have been fighting? So no Shakur, right? What happened to Dennis Berinchyk? What happened to him? Ain't he a champion at that division? Didn't Tank say he wanted to be undisputed at 135? Right? What happened to the undisputed at 135 thing? Berinchyk is a champ. Is Berinchyk lined up with anybody? He could be. I haven't heard anything about Berinchyk getting into any other fights. Maybe he does have something lined up. I don't know. I looked. I didn't see anything. Okay. What about Emmanuel Navarrete? What about him? Since we at 135, I'm over here looking. What happened to William Zepeda? What happened to him? Didn't William Zepeda was supposed to fight Shakur. That fell through. Is Zepeda open right now? That's one thing I'm not sure of. I could have sworn William Zepeda was wide open. What happened to Edwin De Los Santos? I heard he had an injury, but then I'm hearing that he's well now. So what's up with Edwin De Los Santos, huh? Shit, I would even like the George Kambosos fight. You know, I wouldn't want. I don't want to see it, but I'd rather see that over a damn Lamont Roach, bro. Somebody smaller, he's pulling up in weight. These guys I'm talking about is at his weight class right now. We not talking about no freaking 130. We didn't even get to 140 right now. And I'm not even sure if it's even relevant to even bring up 140 at this point because the dude don't want to go up to 140 to fight, man. He don't. He wanted Rayo to come down to his weight class. And I'm like, bro, he moved up. He moved up and got a belt. He moved up and he's a champion at 140. Okay, he fought Isaac Cruz and got the belt. Why don't you go up to a weight class you was already at and fight Rayo and try to take his belt? What's wrong? What's so hard about that? What's the problem, man? What's the problem with that? Rayo ain't got to bend and, yeah, Tank, you a real champion at 135 right now. Rayo was a real champion at 140, man. He got a bargaining chip too. So it's not like he gotta live by your rules and all. That's pretty much what this dude is doing, man. Like everybody gotta play by his rules. No, it's not the way it works. So like I said, William Zepeda, Dennis Berinchek, Raymond Marataya, he's number 2 ranked at WBO. Okay, let's go with the WBA. Okay, let's go to them real quick. Yeah, Zepeda. How about this? How about Kid Austin? Yeah. What about Floyd Schofield? He's number 2 ranked in the WBA. What about him? I was talking about the WBO a second ago, but we had the WBA right now. We got William Zepeda is number 1. Floyd Schofield is number 2. You telling me he can't fight Kid Austin? Kid Austin and his pops been calling out Tank. Why can't he fight Kid Austin right now? I don't. Andy Cruz, he just came off of a fight. He would have a quick turnaround. Why don't he take up some smoke with Andy Cruz? Do that. He's only. I don't want to hear. Oh, he's only 4-0, man. Don't, man. Y'all can miss me with it. These guys are in his division. They're in his weight class. Stop making excuses, bro. No more excuses for this dude, bro. I'm naming names that's wide open. Some of these dudes ain't got no fights lined up. All right. Keyshawn Davis with WBC. He's ranked number 3. What happened to Keyshawn? Can he? This is Tank we talking about, y'all. We ain't talking about some nobody that don't have no belts and he can't pick and choose who he want to fight. We talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, man. Keyshawn Davis is number 3 in the WBC. Where that fight at? Where's that, bro? Come on, y'all. I mean, make this make sense, man. I'm looking all through 135, and I'm seeing the same dude just damn near ranked in almost every other weight, other sanctioning body, damn near. Floyd Schofield is like one of the only ones that's not really ranked in all of the other sanctioning bodies. Keyshawn Davis ranked IBF, WBO, WBC. Floyd Schofield is only ranked in the WBA. I don't see him nowhere else. De Los Santos is ranked in all of these different. De Los Santos is ranked in the WBC and the WBA. All right, and then you got the IBF and WBO. You got Keyshawn Davis, WBO, and the WBA. WBO, IBF, and the WBC is Keyshawn Davis. But realistically, man, if you want to keep it in the WBA, take a fight William Zepeda, Floyd Schofield, Edwin De Los Santos, Andy Cruz. You telling me he can't fight any of them 4 dudes right there? So he skipped over all of those dudes to go right after Lamont Roach down at 130. Nah. No, there's no way. If it was anybody else doing that, if Terrence Crawford would have did that, let's say Bud, he's at 154. He got all these dudes at 154 to get some smoke with, but Bud goes ahead and let's say he said, okay, Devin gets to 147, and then Bud decides to pull Devin Haney up to welterweight to fight Devin Haney. Come on, bro. Y'all be giving him all kind of names. Y'all be calling him a sucker. You be calling him Mr. Duck, Ducktail. Y'all be saying all kind of stuff if it was Bud or anybody else that did that. Give this dude the same energy you will give everybody else, is what I'm saying, bro. He could fight these other guys. Why isn't he fighting these dudes? Why isn't he fighting Keyshawn Davis, Baranchek, a champion, Murataya, Williams Zepeda? I'm calling these dudes names, and y'all got to tell me why he can't find them. And even if he want to fight those dudes, right? You telling me there's nobody that's in the lower? I'm looking at other dudes here, the lower top 10. He can't pick one of those dudes at his own weight class to fight, even if it was a stay busy fight. Come on, y'all. What's going on here with this Tank Davis dude? There's something going on that they don't want us to know about. I said this many years ago. They're keeping him from certain fighters for whatever reason it is. Like they're playing games with people. They're being very deceptive with their opponents, because what they'll do is, right, they'll find somebody with good punching power, right? And they'll be like, uh-oh, we got a puncher. He could potentially knock Tank out, right? They'll have a puncher, but that's all he got is power. He ain't got no IQ, no skill set, right? And he don't have no footwork. And then Tank will counter him and knock him out, right? Or you'll find somebody that don't really got no punching power, but he can move around, and Tank will just chase him all day and don't have to counter him, and he'll just press the person and knock him out. Come on, man. I see what they doing. And he's never gonna fight somebody either with a balance, or even somebody that don't have power or not a real big puncher, but they have good defense and good speed, and they can have good counter punching, like a Shakur or somebody like that. They not gonna put him in the ring with nobody like that. I see what they doing, bro. But apparently the Tank fanboys, they not gonna look at it from my lenses. They gonna look at it from their own POV. I get it, but you can't keep the charade going forever. It's going to eventually uh, expose itself, and that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, that's what's going to happen. That's what's happening with Gervonta Davis right now. I think he's being exposed as a hype job, dude. That's just my opinion. Anytime somebody say they don't want to move up and weight, I got a problem with that. Like, just like with Regis Prograis, like, he don't want to move up to 147. I'm like, well, so you just want to be a one divisional champion? You don't want to test yourself? You don't want to push yourself to the limit? You just want to stay in one weight class, beating up smaller dudes? Is that what it is? So I kind of looked at Regis a little suspect when he had said that too. Anytime I look at it like that, bro. Anytime a fighter don't want to move up in weight, bro, it's a reason why they don't want to move up. You just okay with being a one divisional champion and not trying to push yourself. Either that's just you're afraid of something, or you just in boxing and just get a little bit of cash and get out the sport. Maybe that's what it is too. It can only be those two things, dude. Just my take. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you ever like boxing, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all stay safe.